Flurry.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Larry Lutness. I worked in the world for a few years in the social studies department. Stacy asked me to say a few words as I was coming down from Mount Dora, the land of retirement where everybody's happy. So I don't have prepared remarks, but here it goes. Mid-90s, I'm working at North Miami Beach Senior High. I come to New World. I wanted to come to New World. You're in a new school. You're looking around, different things, different places, more different buildings. You're looking at the faculty. You're walking around. You're seeing who's who, who's what, so on and so forth. First faculty meeting, I'm there. I'm sure I was sitting next to Carla Hill. We were both there together. Carla didn't stay long. That's another story. So I'm looking around, and things are hitting me in the back of my head. I'm looking around. So my robot is throwing things at me.
Good old
and especially the math teachers were so proud of the fact that they did practical jokes on some teachers that they actually left the school because of the jokes. So there's no way that this is going to happen. So the next faculty meeting, I was prepared. I had my spitballs, I had my little straw, because once again, I'm back at it. Okay? So I mean, who is this guy? Why? Why does this? Why does that? Okay? Well, time passes, so on and so forth. And one day he comes to my door, knocks, I need to see my daughter. You have a daughter? And it was Alex, not Sasha, but Alex at the time, Alex Wyroba. I didn't even connect Wyroba with what? What I don't know. But any teacher who doesn't come to me the first 3 seconds of the school year to say that their kid is in my class gets my respect. Okay? I had no idea these two people were connected at all. Alright? So, time passes, we're on the 3rd floor, the visual art kids are there, some of them are mine, they're sitting on the floor, they're doing their work, they're in their room, doing their work. Here's this Mr. Y guy walking around. He walked around, and it wasn't there, he was sitting down. Okay? Never saw him with a grade book, never saw him with lesson plans, never saw him with an attendance sheet.
Yeah.
These are the staples of a good teacher. So I finally went up to him and I asked him, "What do you do?" And he gives me one of his very typical nonverbal. So time passes again, and so I'm walking around. I said, "Well, I'm going to just follow him." I said, "What does he do?" And so I'm walking around, and he's going to one kid and another kid, and so on and so forth. And he goes, "Oh, I don't like the negative space." Negative space, people. Now, most of you who are Irish out there, you know what negative is. I did not. I was a philosophy major. I can talk about being in nothingness. I can talk about time, space, continuum. But negative space, I'm clueless. Okay? So he says this to this one kid, goes on, like, "Oh, come on, what is negative space? Give it to me. This is just something he says, so you know." Well, I finally found out what negative space was. And then after that, I would go around to all my students and go, "Oh, good negative space." Or, "Jack, you need to work on your negative space." One time, I said, "Where the heck is he?" So one of the kids says, "Well, he's down at the loading dock with Hunter having a cigarette." I said, "Ah." So I went there, sure enough, there they were, having a cigarette together. Their kids were up there doing their work that they should be doing. "What do you do?" Well, time passes and we kind of talk to each other. And actually the negative space worked well for me. It's really the first intellectual or art vocabulary that I learned that I will now, I ended up teaching art history at other schools, and it basically comes out of that moment. Okay? So I finally figured out that this guy, he's sarcastic, he's arrogant, he's childish, he's nonverbal, and I find these all very positive traits.
Yep.
So we got along. And so finally we wanted to take some kids to Paris. My wife and I have been to Paris. We enjoyed Paris very much. So we worked on this program. We got a bunch of kids to go to Paris. My wife was there, I was there, he was there. I think we had 2 parents along with us. things are going well. Kids are having a great time. You can't get them out of the blue. You got to handcuff them together like little kids, kindergarten kids, and walk them along. And about the third or fourth day, his wife comes. Never met Mrs. White-Rover before. And so, Stacy, how are you? Mrs. White-Rover. No. Mancuso. Mancuso White-Rover. No. White-Rover Mancuso. No. It's Stacy Mancuso. So I kept my mouth shut. Go to town that night. Some of the kids were out, so we were just in the hotel waiting for the kids to come back. Oh, what's going on here? Well, she's a principal. She's a principal. I have no problem, except for my former administrators who are here in the building. Other than those people, I have no problem with administrators. They think that they're necessary. They think they're necessary and sufficient. No. And so now, here is somebody who is a principal, and I said to myself, well, where's your dash? Dash! That little itty-bitty school that's up the road, that you're going to tell me that you send your artists to when they can't get into your school?
Shots fired, shots fired. Shots fired.
At New World, love the place. I said, there's no way I'm going into the place. There's no way she's ever going to be my principal. Tom, I don't care what you want to do. I razzed this woman like you wouldn't believe. All the frustrations that I've had for 35 years of teaching came out on her because she was a principal that could do harm to me. Once in a while, I'd look over at Tom, and he goes, no, keep going. So, and the trip went well. It went so well that we did another year. We took kids to Florence and to Rome. We lost a kid in Rome.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear that? We lost a kid in Rome. Dear Mrs. Brown, I'm never coming back. Well, we found him, whatever it was, we found him. And it's the first time I ever meet Tom White-Rover to the Scotch bottle. I had a few under my belt before he even got there. So, those trips went well, and then we went to Aix-en-Provence. We took kids there, and those trips went really well. It was great to see all those kids working and so on and so forth, but I will get serious for just a second. At that trip, especially in X, he was disappointed in the kids that went there because they weren't really capturing the light that's supposed to be captured when you go to the Mediterranean. And so even though he's pushing, like one of the kids up here said, he pushes you, he was still frustrated to the fact that he couldn't really get across this concept of light to the students. So even though he's joking, he's funny, he's this and that, underneath it all, there was always a purpose, always a way to challenge his kids to improve their art. Okay? So, time passes, life is good. I'm trying to get into art history. I like art history. I was an economics and government teacher for 30 years, seniors. So, I wanted to try something else. So I wanted to try art history. Tom really wanted to start the art history program at New World. So I tried a class, and wasn't that successful at it. But nonetheless, the way New World is structured, you can't have a class during the academic time at New World. So I don't even know how it came up, but there's Stacy, that principal I was never, ever going to have. Her art history teacher left. And however it came out, I was offered a job teaching art history at Bash, that was minuscule school up the road. Okay, for better. So, we work it out, it's going to happen. Tom is not saying a word to me. Tom is going like, everything is cool, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going, Stacy has to tell me this. They live together. She's told him that I'm leaving the magnificent New World School of the Arts for dash. And it turned out she didn't say a word to him. So when I finally went to elevate him and said, as long as you're leaving, I'm going to leave with you. Like 3 minutes later, there it was at my door. Steve, no more childish Tom, okay? You're leaving me. Well, yes. So we walked on opposite sides of the building for a week or two, and then we finally kissed and made out. All right? And I left New World to go to that little school down the road called Dash.
Stacy's clapping.
I was first off just like to thank Tom Arnold because he's the one who really led me in the direction of art history. I would have never gone there. I would have never been able to get the language, been able to analyze a picture of any sort without him. Miss Banks was wonderful enough to let me try ceramics in her studio, and I drew. That means that the clay went everywhere but where it was supposed to go. I drew it on the floor, the wall, everywhere. So the people in the art department were very helpful to me, but it was really Tom that took me on that road. Although I'm retired now, I still went to Paris for 3 months, spent a lot of time in art museums in Paris, and so on and so forth, and all of that comes from him. So to answer the question, what does Tom do? What Tom does is he helps,
He inspires.
and he assists kids. He did that all his life, and he's still doing it. So thank you very much.
Awesome.